upside down.
We'd like to take a minute, so sit right there.
We're going to tell you a story that is quite rare. In West CalculOZ, born and raised in the cornfields where I spent most of my days, calculating, graphing, scaring some crows, doing some math and getting them home. Then Dorothy walked by, she was going to Oz. She helped me do my math, now I feel like a boss. I did one little problem, watch me entertained, trying to calculate to get me a brain.
I'm the integral girl and I'm here to say, Dorothy's the best and my heart's on its way. She helped me solve a problem and said, hey, let's dig it. Come and scarecrow and we are your ticket.
Should I be afraid, man? No, I'm alive. Being brave was a sales pitch, I just wasn't buying. I wanted a 5, but was too scared. So Dorothy helped me realize I was bad at that.
If you're having math problems, I feel bad for your son.
Cause with Dorothy by your side, you definitely have none.
We're gonna show you that calc is the way to go.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Once upon a time, there was a young calculus student named Dorothy. She was nervous about her upcoming AP exam and stayed up all night to study.
The calculus exam is only in a couple of days, and there's still so much that I don't know.
So Dorothy fell into a restless sleep, when suddenly, a massive tornado appeared. And Dorothy was knocked unconscious. Before long, she woke up in a strange land, surrounded by stranger people.
Oh no, our peppermints! What are we gonna do? We need a place to store them for the peppermint ritual before the AP Calculus exam.
What's going on? Where am I? Who are you?
We're the dummy variables in the land of CalculOZ. What great mathematician are you?
I'm just a struggling calculus student.
Only a great mathematician can enter the land of CalculOZ.
Well, there must be some mistake.
Yes, there must be some mistake. But if you're no great mathematician, then who will fix our peppermint storage facility? You crushed it with your house.
I'm sorry. I promise I'll help pay back the cost of storing them in a rented facility.
Well, it's going to be expensive. We have a lot of peppermints to store. We may have to borrow some space from the lollipop guild.
I think I can figure out how much it will cost to store them in a rented facility. I remember something like this in my calculus homework.
Well, the cost is based off our inventory, which starts at 5,000 peppermints. To calculate the inventory, we take the integral of our starting inventory of 5,000 minus the change in peppermints per day squared and divide by 25.
Dorothy began to work out the integral in her head in order to figure out how much inventory the dummy variables would have in 30 days.
Okay, so the total inventory is,
149,640 peppermints.
Who said that?
Who cares? At least that's the right answer. What do we do now?
Okay, well, now we can estimate the cost. How much do the people charge per peppermint to store?
They charge 4 cents for each peppermint.
Okay, so you just multiply that number by 0.04 and you get...
$5,985.60.
See? That shouldn't be too bad. I think I'm gonna have to take out a loan.
Well, the only loans we offer here at our bank, variable storage, are compounded continuously with a 5% interest rate.
Okay. Well, I have $500 per month at my part-time job, and I have $50 in my basket. I think I can figure out how long it will take me to pay back that loan.
Dorothy realized she needed to know when these amounts would be the same, so she pulled out her trusty graphic calculator to determine the answer.
Okay, so it would take me a year and a half a month to pay back the loans.
Well, when you think about how long it'll take to pay off college loans, that isn't bad.
Speaking of college, I need to learn the secret to getting a 5 in the AP Calculus exam.
You should go see the all-powerful Wizard of CalculOZ. He can help you.
Where can I find him?
In the fundamental city of CalculOZ, parts 1 and 2.
Where's that?
You simply need to follow the Golden Ratio Road.
I'm off to see the Wizard of CalculOZ. I need to learn some calculus if ever a time there was. If ever I needed some calculus, the CalculOZ will help because of calculus. I learned some slopes and some Newton's laws. I'm off to see the Wizard of CalculOZ.
And so Dorothy journeyed down the Golden Ratio Road to find the fundamental city of CalculOZ, parts 1 and 2. Before long, she came upon a mysterious figure.
Hey there, watch your step.
Who are you?
I'm the Scarecrow, of course.
Scarecrow. That has nothing to do with calculus.
Oh, well, the S is a sigma. Like the summation symbol? And who might you be?
I'm Dorothy. Dorothy Product.
Do you mind if I call you Dot? Dot Product?
I guess not.
Great. I can tell we're gonna be great friends.
Well, actually, I'm just passing through. I'm on my way down the Golden Ratio Road. I have to see the Wizard of CalculOZ, because he's going to teach me how to get a 5 in the AP Calculus exam.
The AP exam? You must be smart. Do you think you could help me solve my problem?
What is it?
Well, you see, I need to know how much money I made from slope corn sales this year, because, well, I need to buy something.
Well, maybe we can figure it out.
I don't remember how much slope corn I planted in my field, but I know I planted 4 stalks of corn for every square meter in the field. But I can't find the area of the field because the shape is just so irregular.
Well, we could use the trapezoidal rule.
The what?
The trapezoidal rule. We just have to split the field into equal subintervals. Let's say
Each 20 meters long.
Yeah. And then we have to measure each subinterval. Does anybody have a tape measure? Anyone? Alright, so let's just measure.
Dorothy and the Scarecrow worked diligently, measuring the length of each subinterval every 20 meters. In total, they measured 10 subintervals with length 12, 18, 23, 38, 21, 27, 32, 44, 37, 29, and 7 meters respectively.
Okay, so the trapezoidal formula is, and since h is the number of subintervals, which is 20 in this case, then, which gives us a total area of
5,570 meters squared.
That doesn't seem right.
Oh, well, since we used an equal number of subintervals, we could use Simpson's rule for more accurate approximation.
What's the Simpsons rule?
The formula for that is, which gives us an area of
5,793 and a third meters squared.
That seems better.
Well, now since there are 4 stalks of slope corn per square meter, we would multiply that number by 4 to get
23,173 stalks of slope corn in the slope field.
Wow!
Now, we need to calculate your revenue. How much does slope corn sell for?
It sells for about $2 a dozen, and each stalk averages 2 ears of corn.
I also have 2 ears. Anyway. So you would simply multiply that number by 2 to get
46,346.
And if we divide that number by 12, we'll have the number of dozens of corn.
Approximately 3,862 dozen ears.
And since each slope sells for $2, you multiply that number by 2.
$7,724.
Now, how much do you sell on seeds?
I have the receipt. I spent $615.54 on slope corn seeds.
Okay, so profit equals revenue minus cost, so
$7,108.46 profit.
I think that'll be enough to buy...
To buy what?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't have a brain.
Well, what do you need a brain for? Don't you have a calculator?
Well, I feel like the math I can do is kind of limited without a brain. And I can't really function without a brain.
Well, I guess I never really thought what it would be like to not have a brain. I guess then because I wouldn't be able to think at all.
Well, if I did have a brain, I could while away the hours, learning bases, logs, and powers, doing math to keep me sane. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain. I would do you substitutions, find the x and y solutions, find the rate of falling rain. With some exponential decay, I could be another Miss K if I only had a brain. Oh, I could find the slopes of tangents to the curve. I could think, but I've just never had the nerve. So for now, I must observe, I would not be judged just a nothing, with my head all full of stuffing and my heart all full of pain. I could calculate the rate in my cornfield integrate if I only had a brain.
You know, the Wizard of CalculOZ is going to help me get a 5 in the AP exam. Maybe he can give you a brain.
I'd love to come.
All right, down the golden ratio road we go. We're on to see the Wizard of CalculOZ.
So Dorothy and the Scarecrow continued the journey and ended up in a strange forest. Nearby, there was a forlorn girl lying on the ground crying.
What am I going to do? I just don't have the heart to do calculus anymore.
But math is the great equalizer. It will always be there for you.
Oh, hi, Glinda. And yeah, I know, but I really don't have a heart. And without it, I just can't do the math.
You poor thing. Now, I've always said, when it's time to worry, I'll let you know. I don't think it's time to worry just yet. Let's see what we can do.
Well, I used to have a heart, but now all I have is an empty cavity with a volume of 1.5 liters.
Sounds like we'll have to get you a heart to put in there now, won't we?
Yeah, but I'd like to put my new heart in a cylindrical oiler can, so that I don't lose it again.
Huh. Well, will you have enough material to make the can?
Oh, dear. I don't know. That would require us to minimize the surface area, and minimizing surface area requires calculus, which I can't do anymore without a heart.
And just when everyone was in despair, our good protagonist Dorothy, her friend the Scarecrow, walked right down the road.
I can help you with your calculus.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be great.
So you said you needed a liter of 1.5, but you wanted to minimize the surface area?
We'll need the surface area formula.
Which is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h.
But that's too many variables.
That's okay. We would just have to solve the volume formula for h and then substitute that back in. Which would give us
1,500 centimeters cubed divided by pi r squared.
1,500 centimeters? I thought we needed something like 1.5.
Oh, I know. They just use a few unit conversions to get from the 1.5 liters into cubic centimeters, which gets you 1,500. You know, 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Well, that's all well and good, but I only have a small amount of tin to use. How do we minimize the surface area?
Oh, well, you would find the derivative of the surface area formula, and then set it equal to 0 to find your critical points, which would be
0 equals 4 pi r minus 3,000 over r squared.
Okay, so now that we have the dimensions, what's the surface area?
Well, you could plug that back in to get a height of
12.407 centimeters.
And the width?
Well, you could just plug that back in, and then you get dimensions which would minimize your surface area. And then you get a volume of
725.396 centimeters squared for the surface area.
So that's the surface area. Perfect.
Yeah. You know, I didn't ask what your name was.
Well, I'm the integral girl, but my friends call me the integral.
And I'm Glinda, the purest of all witches. I'm Dorothy, and this is the Scarecrow. We're on our way down the Golden Ratio Road to go see the Wizard of CalculOZ. We need to get there by the first Wednesday in May, though. Why, that would be the AP exam. It's on Peak Intelligence Day every year.
Dorothy, I would be ever so grateful if you allowed me to join you. I still need a heart, and I feel that the wizard is the only one who can give me one.
The worse the merrier, I always say.
Yeah, let's go. Bye, Glinda. Bye, good luck on your trip. Whenever I see someone who's struggling with math, and let's face it, dear girl, we're struggling with math, your aching brain tends to start to fail. And when someone needs some calculus, you simply use your thalamus. You know exactly what you need. And even in your case, though it's the toughest case you've yet to face, look here now, how you managed to succeed with Dorothy. And yes, indeed, you just did calculus. You did all that calculus. You found the derivative, and it helped you live. You got there by using pi. Oh, you made it a cylinder. Now I'm very sure you found the area of your heart with calculus. You did all that calculus, and with Dorothy's help, you got to find yourself a new heart. And now you know that you're smart, and it's not the time to worry about a thing.
the unlikely group set out on the Golden Ratio Road once again, continuing the journey to see the Wizard of CalculOZ. Soon, they came upon another stranger in the woods.
I'm just so afraid.
Afraid? But why?
Well, it all started when that mean Mr. Newton told everyone I plagiarized at work. I've been traumatized ever since. Now I'm just a cowardly ladness. If only I had some courage, then I could take the AP exam.
Well, why don't you come with us to go see the Wizard of CalculOZ? Maybe he can help you get some courage.
Oh, I wish I could, but I'm just too afraid. The Wicked Witch and her flying monkeys are just down the path, not too far from here.
Who's that?
The Wicked Witch, she hates calculus. All math, in fact. She's the most evil person in all of CalculOZ. And her flying monkeys, well, they say they were people who were cursed when they flipped over the math test too early.
Well, what if we find out where the witch is going to be, like which path she's on, so we can avoid her?
That could work, I guess.
First, we need to know how far down each path the witch would be.
Well, I know that she flies straight back and forth on an axis, 425 meters down the road. And both paths are equal in length and 80 meters apart.
And we've been walking at a rate of about 85 meters per minute, which would take us 5 minutes to get down either path we choose.
We would still need the velocity.
I hear her velocity is always equal to 10 times the sine of 1/2 t, where t is the time in minutes.
Well, you know, we can make the midpoint between the two paths and make that the origin, and then we can integrate to find out how far down each path of which would be after 5 minutes. So we would just integrate from 0 to 5, and then we would get a total distance of
36.023 meters.
And since that's a positive number, that means after 5 minutes, the witch will be closer to the right path, so the left path will be safe.
So you're just saying if we go that way, we'll avoid the Wicked Witch?
And all it took was a little calculus.
Well, then it's settled. I'm coming with you guys.
That's the spirit liveness. Come on.
After a long and tiring journey, the group finally arrived at the fundamental city of CalculOZ, parts 1 and 2, where they hope to encounter the Wizard of CalculOZ.
I can't wait to learn the secret of getting a 5 in the AP exam.
I can't wait until I have a brain so I can do more math.
I can't wait for my new heart so I can continue working on calculus.
Once I get my courage, I'll be able to take the AP exam with Dorothy.
The group approached the throne room and anxiously awaited the wizard.
Welcome to the city of CalculOZ. I'm the great all-knowing wizard. And who are you all?
I'm the scarecrow, and I need a brain.
I'm the integral, and I need a heart.
I'm the cowardly ladness, and I need courage to take the AP exam.
And I'm Dorothy, and I need the secret to getting a 5 in the AP calculus exam.
Okay, slow down everyone. Don't be irrational. These things are complex. A brain, a heart, courage, 5. These aren't just things you can wish for. You have to earn them.
So you mean you can't help us?
Well, not exactly, but you can all help yourselves.
But how are we supposed to do that? I can't even think.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Scarecrow, and that's where I can help. Here, take this. You've been solving problems with Dorothy all along and learning calculus. This textbook will teach you everything else you need to know. In Integral, we all get frustrated with calculus sometimes, but if you get an acceptable amount of sleep each night, you won't feel so frustrated. Here's a pillow. And as for that heart, this graph works quite nicely.
I feel better already.
In liveness, anyone who's learned as much calculus as you have can certainly take the exam. If you're still feeling nervous, here's a peppermint to calm your nerves. You just need to believe in yourself.
Thank you, oh great wizard.
And Dorothy, the secret to getting a 5 on the exam, the truth is there is no secret.
Oh, so you can't help me?
Well, you just need to do what you've been doing all along, practice. We practice as we play, and we play as we practice. You've helped the dummy variables, the scarecrow, integral, and liveness with all their calculus problems. And without even knowing it, you've helped yourself retain the knowledge you need for the AP calculus exam.
Oh, so all I really need is practice and knowledge.
Well, this too. A number 2 pencil is important for the exam.
Thank you, Wizard. Now I can conquer the AP exam with confidence.
With their new gifts, their new confidence, and their calculus knowledge, our heroes left the wizard's throne room with their heads held high. When suddenly, Dorothy, wake up, it's time for the exam.
That was all a dream? But what the wizard said was true. For this AP exam, I will survive. No, I will derive. At first, I was afraid, what could the answer be? They said given the position, find velocity.
one way to find that slope, and so now I will derive, find the derivative of exposition with respect to time. It's as easy as can be, just have to